welcome back to the Body for Minds podcast. Today I want to talk about something that comes up in conversations with mothers again and again: the village. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. And many mothers feel like they don't have that village, or that they are missing something essential because they don't have grandparents nearby, or family support, or built-in childcare. So if you've ever thought, other people have help and I don't, or this would all be easier if we had family nearby, then this episode is for you. Because today I want to offer a slightly different perspective, not to dismiss the idea of a village, but to rethink what a village actually can be today. From the outside, it might actually look like you're managing everything quite well. You're working outside the home, your kids are doing fine, the house is standing, appointments are remembered, birthdays are organized, things are running. But inside, it can feel very different. Inside, it can feel like there is no backup, no slack, no one who really sees how many moving pieces you are holding together every single day. And that's often where the conversation about the village actually starts, not with logistics, but with the feeling of carrying a lot without enough support. When most people talk about the proverbial village, what they often really mean is additional childcare. Grandparents who step in, someone who can pick up the kids, someone who helps when school is closed, someone who gives you a break. In other words, we often think of the village primarily as free childcare. Historically, that made sense. Families lived close together. Roles were clearer. Parenting looked different. Work outside the house looked different. But today, many families live far away from their families of origin, sometimes by circumstance, sometimes by choice, sometimes because careers or opportunities led them elsewhere. And even for those who do have family nearby, the village is not always as simple as we think. Because parenting ideas have changed, expectations have changed, and knowledge has changed. So the village is not always this peaceful, supportive system we imagine. Sometimes it's complicated. Sometimes it comes with friction. And sometimes it comes at an emotional cost. A traditional village is usually not something you choose. It's something you are born into. A small group of people, limited perspectives, limited flexibility. And when you combine that with modern parenting, modern careers, modern expectations, and the amount of information we have today about everything from nutrition to education to development, relying on one small group of people to agree on everything would actually be incredibly difficult. So instead of only mourning the village we don't have, maybe we need to rethink the concept entirely, because today you actually have something previous generations often didn't have. You can build your own village. I often think about the village in different categories. First, there is the reciprocal village. This is friends, neighbors, other families. It consists in taking a child home after school, carpooling, play dates, helping each other out when someone is stuck at work. This is not free childcare in the sense that it's a reciprocal support over time. And it's something I think a lot of people are already doing. Second, there is the outsourced village. And that's a cleaner, for example, a babysitter, meal delivery, someone helping during busy work periods. And outsourcing is not laziness. Outsourcing is capacity management. Previous generations often had extended family. Today, we sometimes replace that with services. But it relies on the fact that you need to have the financial resources to do so. And thirdly, there's the support village. And this is the part that is most overlooked, because the village is usually discussed in terms of who helps with the children. But maybe the more important question is, who supports the mother? And I'm saying the mother because the mother is mostly the primary caregiver in many families. This could be therapy, coaching, pelvic floor physio, other kind of physical therapy, personal training, mother groups, support groups, anything that supports you as a person. Because when the primary caregiver is supported, everything else works better too. And then there is one more part of the village idea, the concept of the village that we almost never talk about. And that is the support you give yourself. This is not outsourcing. This is not friends. This is not family. This is the way you support your own nervous system, your own body, your own capacity throughout the day and over time. The small moments where you transition from one role to another, from a work call to school pickup, from work mode to home mode, from problem solving to being present with your children. Many mothers move through the entire day without a single formal transition. You go from meeting to email to pickup to dinner to bedtime to laundry to planning tomorrow. No pause, no reset, no transition in the sense of it, no support for your nervous system. And then we wonder why everything feels like a lot. These small moments are often dismissed because they don't look productive. But they are productive, just not in the obvious way. Because when your energy is scattered, your attention is scattered. And when your attention is scattered, your decisions, your communication, your work, and your presence become scattered too. Scattered energy leads to scattered results. Taking 2 minutes to breathe in the car before school pickup, going for a short walk between meetings, stretching for a minute, closing your eyes for a moment, these things don't look like productivity. But they create clarity, they create presence, they create better decisions, they create patience, and they create focus. So they are not unproductive. They are foundational support. You are not a machine that should run all day without interruption. You are a system, and systems need regulation, not just output. And this is a very important mindset shift. If you're supported, your children are supported. Support for the mother is support for the family, but many mothers only allow support if it directly benefits the children. Childcare, activities, experiences, but support for you often feels optional, like a luxury, like something you do last, if there is time, if there's money, if there's energy left. But in reality, it's the other way around. You are the central system. If the central system is supported, everything runs differently. There is another important piece in this whole village conversation. When you start to notice yourself more, your energy, your stress levels, your capacity, your need for breaks, your need for support, you start to become much clearer about something very important. You know when you actually need help. Not when you are already completely exhausted, but earlier, at the right time. And that changes everything, because many mothers don't ask for help until they are already far beyond their capacity. And then asking feels like failure. But when you are more connected to yourself, you start asking for help from a completely different place. Not from collapse, but from awareness, from responsibility, from leadership in your own life. And that often removes a lot of guilt around asking for help, because you're not asking for help because you failed. You're asking for help because you understand capacity, because you understand sustainability, because you understand that you are part of a system. A village is not just about receiving help. A village is about support moving in different directions over time. But for that to be possible, you need capacity. Because something interesting often happens when people feel like they are always the one needing help and never the one who can give anything back. They start to withdraw, not because they don't care, but because they feel guilty. They feel indebted. They feel like a burden. So building capacity is not only important for you, it is important for the system around you. Because when you have capacity, you can sometimes receive help, sometimes give help, sometimes organize help, sometimes just listen or share experience, or support someone else. Being part of a village is not about keeping score. It's about being able to participate at all. And capacity allows you to participate. You don't build a village by waiting for people to save you. You build a village by creating enough capacity in yourself and around you so that support can move in all directions. So if you take one thing from this episode, let it be this. Don't only look for the village you wish you had. Start building the one you actually need. People who support you, services that support you, and ways you support yourself. Because modern motherhood was never meant to be done alone, or any kind of motherhood was meant to be done alone. But that doesn't mean the support has to look like 50 years ago. Your village might look different, but this time you get to build it on purpose. If this episode resonated with you, then maybe this is also part of building your village, surrounding yourself with ideas and conversations that support you. So grow your village and follow the podcast if this resonates with you, because I'm here to support you. And if you know another mum who might need to hear this, share the episode with her too. Until next time, more you, less noise.